Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naomi, you can call me AJ. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you all how to create a beautiful makeup look, how to prevent your under eye from creasing. Are you going through that problem? This is the right place for you. So you're going to learn how to prevent your under eye from creasing, what to do when your client starts tearing up. So you're going to learn all of that and a lot more. If you're new here, please, if you enjoyed the video, kindly like, comment and subscribe. And for the returning subscribers, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my videos, for subscribing to my channel. God bless you all. So when it comes to makeup, there are things to do in order to enable your makeup to last longer, such as hydrating the face, that's moisturizing the face and priming the face, right? So in today's video, as you already know, before we begin any products to the face, we always have to clean the face to make sure that our face is free from any dirt or any bacteria and so on. So it's essential to do so. So you have to clean your face using your micellar water. So I'm using my Adventure micellar water. It's actually good because it's 2-in-1. It hydrates the face and it cleans the face, right? So after cleaning, you have to clean the face very well to make sure you don't have any dirt, any bacteria, right? So after cleaning the face, the next thing is to moisturize. The key to makeup is to moisturize the face. So if you have a problem with your makeup not lasting longer, you have not been applying your moisturizer, try to moisturize your face, right? So I use my Moist Essence moisturizer to hydrate the face. Then I use my Kiss Beauty Fix spray to just set it. Then the next thing is to prime the face, right? So I'm using my Mismetic Aqua Grip Primer. So her face, she's having an oily skin, followed by my V Beauty Mattifying Primer. So for the mattifying primer, we're just going to apply just around the area that produces oil, right? Yeah. So for foundation, I use my V Beauty foundation in the shade Ebony and Maroon to get her skin tone. Then I use my soft and damp beauty sponge to blend everything in. So to contour her face, I use my Adventure foundation. That's the darkest shade of the Adventure foundation. I know the darkest shade in the shade Espresso. Yeah. So it's two kind of like one shade darker than her skin. So I just contour underneath the cheekbone, the temple, right? Then I use the same side of the beauty sponge I use in blending my foundation. So for blush, I'm using this dark red shade from my 3D exclusive blush palette. So I just apply directly from the upper of her cheek moving towards the temple. So I don't like spreading the blush all over, so I just apply just around that area. Now I use my Kiss Beauty Fix spray to melt down everything. Now when it comes to concealing, I'm using my exclusive concealer. So if you don't want your concealer, your under eye from creasing, right, avoid concealers that dries up pretty fast. That's the first thing. When you avoid concealer that dries up pretty fast, get a lightweight concealer. And then make sure you need to understand your concealer, right? Make sure you're using a soft and damp beauty sponge, and your under eye should be well hydrated. That's why I said you have to start moisturizing your face. Make sure you hydrate the under eye. So we apply generous quantity of moisturizer around the under eye. It has to be well hydrated. And your concealer is not supposed to be too thick concealer, right? And it's not supposed to be too thick, and it's not supposed to like dries up too fast. So after concealing the highlighted area, I just went again to contour the nose, which I use that's not all about the tips of preventing the under eyes from creasing. So when setting the face, I'm still going to explain further. I use the shade Maroon to just contour. I'm not using the same shade of foundation I use in contouring the other side of her nose, of her face. That's the under of the cheekbone, because it's too dark. We don't want her nose to be looking too dark, right? So I use the same side of the beauty sponge again to blend in. Then I use my beauty sponge to just go again around the under eye to blend further. So after that, to set the face now, I'm using my Adventure setting powder. Now when setting the face, I'm using one layer of the setting powder. So I just press gently around the under eye. Normally our under eyes have kind of lines, right? Like lines. It's natural for everybody. So I just press gently around the under eye to set all the highlighted area. Now, when it comes to preventing the under eye again from creasing, or when baking the face, now we are going to leave a generous quantity of the, you can use a small brush, leave a generous quantity of the setting powder around the under eye. That is when you are baking, such that every moisture will be absorbed, right? There will be no crease line, there will be no harsh line. Every moisture around the under eye will be absorbed. So to set the rest of her face, I'm using my powder from my V Beauty powder palette, which is equivalent to our skin tone. Then with the aid of my big fluffy brush, I just apply uniformly all over the face. Remember I said for makeup, everything cream, we have to go powder. So I still went further again to give her nose more definition by doing my powder contour. Right? So I use my small fluffy angle brush to do so. Yeah. So after that, I use my big fluffy brush to just blend in everything. Then I use my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray to set it. Then to bake the face, I'm using my Miracle Setting Powder in the shade Cinnamon. Right, I'm using the Miracle Setting Powder in the shade Cinnamon. Like I said earlier, to prevent your under eye from creasing or from cracking up again, when baking the face, make sure you leave a generous quantity of the setting powder around the under eye such that every moisture can be absorbed, and also the excess eyeshadow fallout can be easily taken off. Can you see the quantity of setting powder I left? Yeah, I left enough quantity of setting powder around the under eye such that every moisture can be absorbed. Yeah. Please guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. So moving on, for her brows, I began by laying down the hair using my Nikki Signature Brows Gel and my Issa and Those mascara brush. Then I use the back of my mascara brush to just make sure the hair is well laid and flat. Then I go in with my Miracle setting powder in the shade Cinnamon to apply around that area such that every oil or moisture could be absorbed. Then I use my fluffy brush to dust off or press in the setting powder. Yeah, at this point I was just pressing in the setting powder. So to outline the brows, what do we need? We need a brown brows pomade or the brows gel, and we need an angle brush. So I'm using the angle brush now to produce the brows outline. So when producing the outline, I just make sure I'm well precise. I don't start right from the beginning because we want the beginning to look kind of natural. So after producing my outline, I'm going to use my David's pencil, my well sharpened and pointed David's pencil in the shade 003. 003 is kind of dark brown, so I always use it for when I'm dealing with dark skin client. So because it's well pigmented. But looking at this is I don't know what happened to this one. Yeah, so I just produce tiny hair like strokes to fill in the brows. So to conceal the brows, I'm using my exclusive concealer. I just started concealing from the section where I began outlining the brows. So I'm using the tips of my Issa and Those angle brush to conceal. So after that, I'm going to use my big fluffy brush to blend in the excess concealer, right? Yeah, I'm using my big fluffy brush to blend in the excess concealer. Then to conceal the beginning, I'm using my foundation, which is one shade darker than her skin, because we want that area to look natural, right? So to conceal the upper section of the brows, I'm using the same foundation which I used in concealing the beginning of the lower section. Then I'm using my angle brush again, the tips of my angle brush to do so. So I'm using that same foundation because the upper section is not supposed to have any harsh line, any wild line, concealer line. It's supposed to be natural, right? So that's why. So after concealing it, I'm using my fluffy brush to blend in the concealer. So we have to make that area dry. So we're going to go in with our powder, which is equivalent to the same shade we use in concealing. So I'm using the lighter one for the end. I use a darker powder, a darker shade for the beginning. Yeah. So guys, what do you think? If you have any question, just let me know. Okay. So I wanted a very simple eyeshadow look. Very simple eyeshadow look. So I just went in with my exclusive concealer on the eyelid. Then I used my fluffy brush to blend in everything, right? So I'm just blending in everything. Guys, the day I did this makeup, I had a one-on-one class with one of my students, right? So she speaks French and I don't know French. I saw Shiggy, like I was just speaking rubbish. That's why I see they were laughing at me from time to time. I saw Shiggy. It's like seriously. French is difficult though. I even wish I could play some clip for people to listen. You will laugh your life out. So can you see, I just like when it comes to eyeshadow, right, especially what I want to use to go out, I always like to keep it very simple. So she wanted a very simple look, no dramatic eyeshadow, right? But this, my friend, like the least thing that touches her eyes, to put her eyelash, to fix eyelashes on her is hell. The least thing that touches her eyes, she just start tearing up. Well, if you have a client who tears up while you're doing the makeup, don't bother, just wait, allow her to cry more, right? Then you wait for the tears to dry up. Wait, after the tears must have dried up, you just use your fluffy brush, you just press in, and then if need be, you can go in again with like a setting powder around that area, right? So guys, just keep on watching, and if you have any question, let me know, okay? I'll just leave you all to continue watching.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not.
So guys, if you see the lashes hanging like that, just leave it the way it is, okay? Because her eyes, the least thing that touches her eyes irritates her. Like I had to remove the lashes. I first of all put the lashes, I had to remove it because I started tearing up. It was irritating. I had to remove it and just place it directly on, just hang it the way you are seeing like that, directly on the eyelid. Yeah, so it's an intentional something because I didn't want her to be tearing up often, so I had to just keep it that way.
Not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all growing life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.